back to Lynx Report Talk. We're here today with you guys for Season 2, Episode 5, Arrangements.
Alright, so there's no character introductions this week, so
Not really.
we're going to get right into the summary. So we start off, Albert gets Sarah.
Nathan was shot, and Sarah calls Michelle, and Michelle has kind of attitude. She doesn't really seem to care. She doesn't want to leave Hannah. She doesn't want to go. I think still a little shaken up from last week's shooting.
Yeah. So Eric, he's out for a run, and then he checks in, and Albert says it was an accident, and he was cleaning his gun, and he shot himself in the foot. So.
Yeah, Eric goes and bugs Michelle about not going to the health center. She's like, what's the big deal? He's like, exactly, it's just some paperwork. He knows she's reluctant to get back into things. So.
Yeah, Eric's trying to push her in this episode, and it's a good thing that he's doing it. He's trying to get her back on the job.
Yes and no. I think sometimes a little too much.
Yeah, maybe too much, but
Anyways,
he's doing it for the right reasons.
Peter and Harris meet with Northern Fair's rep, Luke McNabb, about the fur deal, and they go over issues with business and money and everything. And in the end, he's like, the factory is doable, but they need someone to market the furs. Mm-hmm. But Peter's adamant he wants it to be 100% them owned and run by the town of Lynx River, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can see why. Mm-hmm. So Harris and Peter argue over the funding, money, the jobs. Harris mentions that there's an election coming up.
Yeah, he at the end, I love how he kind of stuck in there. It's it's an election coming up, and while he's walking away.
Yeah, it can weigh heavy on the mind. I mean, you don't want Albert being chief, obviously, right? So.
Well, yeah, for them, definitely. Eric and Michelle talk kind of about the accident, and he's really trying to push Michelle at this point.
Yeah, and maybe too much, but like I said, I think his heart's in the right place.
So they head over to the coffee shop, and Willie thinks someone is stealing his gas. Apparently happens all the time. Everybody else just thinks it's his truck. Rosie blames Roland. Apparently he is the little gas thief, she says. But Willie says no, he always pays for it. So Michelle is very uninterested though, and she books it. Just leaves. Just walks in.
So TV and Joey are fighting. Joey has a bloody nose.
All over his face.
So Michelle breaks it up, and TV says, don't shoot. And then Michelle kind of storms off, upset.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. She's confronting some issues over the shooting in the previous episode.
Eric tries to talk to Michelle kind of about the shooting, and then he heads over to the health center where Joey's getting fixed up to talk to Joey about what happened, and him and the other kids and Sarah tell Eric what happened with TV and Michelle.
So,
Eric takes TV outside from the rec center, and because he's playing pool, and he bans TV from the rec center. Yep. He's no longer allowed in there.
Yeah, Eric's really pissed off about this because he's showing disrespect. So, and then Sarah and Albert give each other the across the river look.
Yeah, it was definitely noteworthy. It was kind of the very beginning of that little. Well, I don't think this was the beginning. I think before was, but this is another step in their little back and forth fling.
Entendre.
Yeah, there we go. dance if
So
you
then
must.
Eric and Peter talk about Michelle.
And yeah, Eric wants Peter to talk to her.
Then Peter gets Harris to check on the Northern Affairs fur deal guy.
Yes. Luke McNabb.
Yeah, and you get kind of the sense that there might be something going on there, considering he's too adamant on getting other people involved.
So Sarah checks on Nathan, and Nathan's not there. So Albert kind of gives her the runaround, and Sarah's annoyed about possible infection.
Yeah, he says.
But Albert's like, why? He's like, why are you really here? Because he knows that's not the real reason, and in the end, he gives her his gun to use.
Yeah,
and it's another very important moment for the two of them, and a very important moment for Sarah, I think.
Albert knows that the best way to pick up a chick is to give her a gun.
Like, he sees that she's scared all the time, so he is trying to help her here, I think.
So then Peter and Michelle talk.
And then Harris pops in to tell him the Maria Sangalli has arrived.
Yep, Claudio is absent, but we do have a Sangalli in the house.
So yeah, TV stops everyone from entering the rec center who tries to go in. And Maria brings gifts for Peter, including something from Milan.
Very
from their
swanky.
It was from their store in Milan, I think. And then something else. And Peter and Maria talk. Offers to build a tannery. Peter wants to go into business themselves. And she then at the end she warns him to think very carefully about this deal. He's like, she's like, the people here are very, very poor.
Which it's kind of an insult, obviously, and she probably doesn't realize that people in communities like this don't judge themselves based on money like people in the Western world.
Yes, but I think
but she's trying to make the point that if you want to help your people, I'm trying to help them. Right?
Yes, and like this is offering jobs and everything without like for them to do it all by themselves. I think it would just. It can't just happen overnight like Peter wants it to. It has to happen in steps.
Yeah, maybe. She is more experienced. So Harris comes to talk to Maria without Peter's knowledge. And he lets her know, I want this to happen. Come on, let's do it somehow. Let's get together.
And Eric and Michelle talk. He wants TV watched. No matter what.
Yeah, and this is his way of really getting Michelle back in the game because she knows that TV is going to test her, right? So he wants, her to have to deal with them and see how it affects her, right?
Yeah. Well, he knows the TV's pushing her buttons, but that might be exactly the fight she needs to get back.
So Maria talks with Leon, Willie, and Rosie, and that's gets the wheels in motion.
Gives a lay down of what's going on. I want to build this tannery, but Peter won't let me. Yada yada yada.
And she's obviously a crafty woman. She's playing the back burner, trying to get people to put pressure on Peter.
And at that same coffee shop, Sarah is buying bullets for a 303 to make a necklace.
Yeah, that's her excuse when Jerry wonders why she needs it because she has no gun.
Peter wants to talk to the minister, so he gets Harris on that. Doesn't trust what's going on.
Yeah, he's obviously thinks something's going on with the rep that showed up.
And then Leon and Willie come to talk to Peter. Now, Peter says about the whole deal, and Peter says, okay, we'll do a band council meeting, but they're like, no, We want it to be a public meeting for the town. Everybody should be included. Everybody should have a say on this because it is for the town.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they
this
obviously
is one,
want this all aired out in
this
front
is
of everyone.
this is something that I think is what usually gets Peter. Is that he doesn't consult town a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So this is when the town gets angry at him. This is usually the cause.
Well, quite often he has these town meetings too, and then he just kind of tells people how it should be, and doesn't seem to listen a lot. I don't know, but you know, he's trying to do what's best for them here.
Yes. Eric orders Michelle to watch him with her gun on, and after that doesn't go, he commands target practice. Now she shoots the targets and quits.
Yeah, she says she's basically quitting the force, right?
Yeah, she quits the force. She's really upset and she can't hold it together anymore.
So then Peter confronts the Northern Affairs. Luke about Northern Affairs, Sangalli's, everything. He threatens to go to the ministry. Luke's doing a little fishing down by the river, and Peter gets him at a good time where they can be alone. And Luke agrees to back the town's decision, but he won't stick his neck out, right? Which is what's making Peter mad at this point, because you know the guy is obviously just trying to be a slime ball and collect some money on the side, obviously.
I think he does think, though, it would be good for the town, and that's why, in the end, he's agreeing to back up the town's decision. I don't think he would have done it without, if he thought it was a bad idea, but he just did it in a crappy way. I don't know.
Well, I'll get into it later because we mentioned it again, but...
So, Jerry rats on Sarah about her necklace. Why, Jerry? What's wrong? What's wrong if Sarah wants to make a necklace?
Yeah, he's
rats on her about buying bullets.
A little worried about Sarah walking around with ammo, I guess.
Yeah, and then Eric confronts. Well, he's just more gossiping, right? Then Eric confronts Sarah, and she's like saying she's going into a jewelry business, and it's pretty much none of his business, and yeah.
So then Hannah and Michelle talk about what's going on, how come Michelle's quitting, and Michelle explains
Possible going into fur business?
Yeah, which I thought was kind of, it seems funny to me, but I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be so funny, but Michelle being in the fur business. But anyway, she's talking about possible different career paths, maybe a teacher, different things like that. So
yeah, well, she's a great hunter and trapper.
Yeah, well, that's true. She is a very good hunter and very good shot. But Hannah says, she's trying to get her back into policing.
She is so cute. Selena was so adorable in this episode. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Hannah and Michelle says, it'll be easier on you if I'm not a Mountie.
Yeah, and
kids won't bother you as much.
Yeah, usually we know Hannah to be very selfish about the kids picking on her and everything about what everybody thinks of her. But this, she's like. Worried about Michelle. She's even worried. Yeah, she's even worried about TV being a problem, and yeah, she's just super cute. Might cry.
So then Eric talks to Michelle, and he tells her that he needs her, and that she's helped him out a lot.
Oh yeah, that was another.
And that
sweet moment.
He's like you know what I'm thinking without me even have to say it. I'm not good with words. And
you know what I was like before.
Yeah, and
you helped me.
Rescued him from being, this hard-nosed cop that he shouldn't be up there, right?
Yeah, he's like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have survived up here.
So then we have the public meeting, and then Peter and Maria pitch to the town. Peter tries to get Luke to speak up on behalf of their cause, but Luke just backs off and says he'll basically back whatever.
And then we go to TV, and it goes into the coffee shop and steals something, and Michelle takes him
Yeah, Michelle was
right
watching.
to the ground. Takes him down.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he's just daring her to take him out. He's thinking that she won't. I guess he figures she's still gun shy, and he was wrong. He gets put in the arm bar,
and then
he's not liking it.
she's putting him in the holding cell, and he's trying to take Michelle. Michelle! Oh my goodness, I can't even say it, but the way Dakota House says Michelle is just
So then then Eric's kind of like, so you're back? And then
it's like
she's
the way he says Eric.
I guess so.
Uh,
So then Peter loses his vote, right, with the town. Right?
yes.
And he's mad at Luke and he bitches at him.
With then Harris ends up bitching at Peter about the whole thing. So yeah, Sarah.
But getting back to Luke though, this is the part what I was talking about, because what Peter insinuates here, and I think maybe he is right, because it seems like the whole episode is that Luke talked to the Sangallis before he came to town. So he had struck some kind of deal with them. He was getting some kind of kickback on the side, basically.
He admitted that at the fish when he was fishing.
Yeah, but so anyways, that's why Peter's mainly mad at him.
Yeah.
But anyways, he goes into it there.
I realized that.
Okay, cool. Just laying it out for the video, because that's what the summary's for.
Okay, everybody else realizes it too. Sarah tries out the gun and falls on her ass!
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, she realizes that a 303 has a lot of kick.
Albert helps.
Yeah, gives her a bit of coaching.
She's a couple of shots and then she's got it.
She shoots the can.
And Albert takes the gun back.
Yeah, he's like, get your own gun.
Yeah.
So he's flirting with her a little bit, it looks like.
Michelle sits down with the kids and TV in the rec center and is Michelle.
Yeah, they have a little bit of it's like a sentencing circle type thing, you know, like they let the kids of the rec center decide what the fate of TV is going to be, what his punishment is going to be.
That is very Michelle.
And they decide that he is banned again if he fights at the rec center.
Yes, but now that TV kind of knows that they can fight, but it's got to be outside. It seems like he might actually try sticking to that, because obviously, what the heck else are you gonna do other than go to the rec center?
Yeah, they do have pool tables.
As a kid, what else are you gonna do in town though? That's the place to go.
The only place, yeah. So that was it for this episode.
That's it for our summary.
So, questions for today. I've got a couple. So, what do you think would have happened if Eric wouldn't have pushed Michelle? Do you think that she really would have quit, or do you think that, I guess
she did quit.
Yeah, but
do you think it would have stuck?
I guess pushed her to come back, right? When he pushed her to come back, what do you think would have happened? If he hadn't have, do you think she would have really come back, or do you think?
I think eventually she probably might have would have. But I think although she would have spiraled into kind of a depression if he didn't push her, she was really upset and inside herself as well in this episode, and I think that's another thing that his pushing did, and that's what really made her unquit. So that's my idea.
Yeah, I believe, he definitely got her back into the game sooner. I don't know, I think she might have quit long term if he didn't say something there. He really, I think,
I don't know, did you see the way she took TV down? I think it would have just been, eventually
instinct.
a matter of time, and, you
well,
saw it, it's Michelle's back, and she, the way she looked at her face afterwards when Eric's you're back, she's yeah, I guess she realized, it's a part of her, it's just who she is.
And I guess secondly,
Oh yeah. What do you guys think of Luke McNabb's intentions? Good, bad? I honestly think in the end he was good, but like shady.
yeah, well, I think
Obviously shady with the whole Sangalli things, but I think his intentions in the end were good. But I don't know.
I'm not sure if his intentions were good, or if he's just trying to use supposed good intentions as an excuse for collecting some side cash.
Well,
But
that's exactly opinions. Mine is he is.
yeah, I don't
Good.
know. I
What's
don't know
yours?
what I think. I think he's trying to scam him because he seemed legitimately scared that Peter was going to go to the minister. I don't know. Anyways, either way, like he said, it may be the best for them anyways to be teamed with somebody. Maybe not. Hard to say. That's opinion as well, right? So yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, like he said, at the very least, like they need somebody who actually knows business, and that's the one thing Luke was saying. Like Peter doesn't know anything about business really.
No, and
Like
no,
he
that is a problem. I mean, Peter does think he knows something about business, and that's worse than not knowing anything about business.
Like if, for example, like Albert
he doesn't
was
seem to know
the
much.
one, like he actually like has his own businesses and whatever. So that wouldn't have been a problem, but like I think for Peter to do it on his own, like the fact was he wanted to do it on his own, and he wasn't interested in looking for somebody to help that knew about business or anything. And I think that's what killed it, in my opinion. But I think it could have been great, but it could have sucked. But you never know, right?
Well, Peter was kind of pitching them on failure, telling them that they were going to make mistakes and stuff. So I think they were kind of like, oh, okay, well, if mistakes are going to be made, we'll go with the other person.
True.
So yeah, maybe Peter was a little bit too honest. I don't know. Either way, there's going to be a tannery, so we'll see what
For
happens then. Yeah. So yeah, that was it for this week.
Tune in for season 2, episode 6, Rumors.
Yeah, that should be awesome. And thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you then.
Don't forget, on Tuesday we will be releasing our interview with Justin Puya. We just finished it today.
Yep, Leonard
Saki.
So, yeah, check that out too.
It's okay. Sorry.
Check it out too, and thanks again. Talk to you later.